Hey Cancer, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are, general readings, so we take what works and we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. If I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, check your other major placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And as many of you have noticed, and I probably should have said something more general than just in the readings themselves, the readings will be coming in a little more slowly from now until 2021. I do hope to do overall themes of 2021 readings. Those will come next after I finish this batch. But I won't be doing month by month because those feel overwhelming to me. So just kind of overall themes. Yeah. It's a busy time of year. I have lots of things going on. So got a little overbooked here. All right, so we're going to start with the Oracle decks for an intuitive vibe of where we're going today. And then we're going to move to the Muse Tarot for a more traditional spread. All right, let's see what we've got, Cancer. Haha, yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it, babe. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so we have Moon Dance here. This is a precarious little transition, it feels like. You have your intuition to guide you, so even if you do make a little misstep here on this high wire, you'll be floating down to the ground and you'll survive. So even if there's any missteps or anything goes wrong here, you're gonna survive. We know this. We've got our three little birds here singing "Everything's gonna be all right," right? And then you're making this passage. It's a little bit of a precarious passage. You may have an audience. I don't usually feel that way, but I feel that way today. There may be people watching you carefully and closely. It's best to imagine that they want just what's best for you and they're happy just to see you try. So moving forward here, step by step, bit by bit, really relying on your intuition to make this journey, to make this passage. So you're in the middle of the passage. We also see this in nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Something's shifting, something's moving. So you're making a passage, but your destination, it might be shifting, is still shiftable. We're not quite sure where you're going with this. We're not quite sure what the end result is, but you're making some sort of passage, which is interesting because normally a passage we think of as like beginning and end point, but this is saying that the end point, there's still a lot of unsettled energy here. We see this in the water, the ocean, and there might actually be some unsettled emotions here. The situation isn't stable. There's not a known outcome. So tarot, the Oracle deck is telling you there's no known outcome right now. Energies are still shifting around. This is a frustrating thing about being alive, is that we don't know where, we have to get comfortable with uncertainty. And that's your card here, like get comfortable with uncertainty. You don't necessarily know where you're going. There's a lot of uncertainty here, and it's also a little bit precarious. So then we have the perfect key here. This is something that you'd like to talk about, to open up about. This is something that inspires you. This probably has to do with sort of the, I get solar plexus vibes of places of inspiration and desire, possibly creative desires or something like that. But this is you having locked away. I mean, she's locked away her heart, right? Out of fear, probably out of caution. It may have gotten hurt before, but here the bird here is telling us that. It's time to open, but you're still looking at the past. You're still wondering if this is even really what you want to do. If you're ready to open up again, if you're ready to open up your heart at all. So there's a sense of needing to open something up, and a sense of you knowing that it's time for that. And your heart is ready to open up. But I think your mind is still not 100% sure that you want to do this. There is a rainbow present here, sort of in the ether, which always to me is a promise or a reminder that the next time doesn't always have to be exactly the same as the time before. So you could open up and it's not going to be the same here. But your mind isn't quite ready. Your heart's ready, and your heart's like all right, time to open up. This could also be like opening up a new idea, a new future, and something new, opening it up, not just you opening up, which does have a lot to do with this card, but also opening up some sort of possibility, or getting someone else to open up too. You do have a key. If you want someone else to open up, you do have a key. You do have that ability. We also have play here. So I love this coming up on the Christmas holidays, or whatever holidays. Everybody seems to be celebrating holidays, no matter what culture you're from, this time of year. So have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. It's also detached from outcome, which I love because it's a card about playing and moving, doing what playing, but not competitively. So play without regard to the outcome. Play, doing what feels good, having a good time without really concentrating on the goal or what you want. So this is not goal-oriented play. This is not score-oriented play. This is playing around just to explore, experiment, goofing around kind of play. So it matches this card. Nothing is yet set in stone. So just have fun. Don't think about the outcome. This might be a little bit precarious. You might be having to follow your intuition, but these two cards together are like, just enjoy yourself as much as possible without being too worried about the outcome. Sometimes, when we engineer things for a certain outcome, it can take the joy out of the process. And this is like, hey, the outcome's not even knowable right now. So you might as well just have fun and go step by step towards what is fun for you. Starseed, what lights you up? So again, we've got starseed, play, don't be so serious. So just doing what I don't want to say doing what feels good, because if that means being shitty to other people, but I think most of us don't want to be shitty to other people. So what feels, just moving forward. So you want to keep moving towards a goal, but you want the outcome's very uncertain. Nobody knows. And Tarot's making that very clear. Like in this specific instance, the outcome is fairly uncertain. So just play, have fun. What lights you up? What do you enjoy? What do you like doing? We don't reverse engineer this. This is non-goal oriented. This is very much a non-goal oriented reading, actually, of just, you don't have to have it. There's nothing specific to have in mind here. There's no way to control the outcome. So you might as well enjoy yourself, play. Just do what makes you happy right now, because we don't have a goal. We don't even have like, if this is soccer, we don't even have like a goal. It's just people kicking around a ball. If this is basketball, it's just people, nobody's keeping score. If this is volleyball, nobody's keeping score. I personally am very non-competitive. So, as soon as scorekeeping gets put in there, I'm out. So this is just playing around, no scores, no goals, just playing. And you might be opening up to that. What lights you up? I think you might already know, and you might have locked a bit of it away, and maybe not even locked, maybe just not done something for a while that you really enjoy, that really makes you happy. It may take a minute to get back in the groove here of what you enjoy doing, but it is sort of with this perfect key here, it does kind of seem like there's something that makes you very happy and that you really enjoy doing, but you haven't maybe done it for a while. And you're supposed to do it at this point without a goal. Sing without a goal of trying to do something, record it or do it perfectly. Just for the pure joy of it. That's what your focus is. All right, I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay. All right, Cancer, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay, I'm going to flip this reading around because I grabbed my deck upside down. All right, in your recent past, you have two of voices. This is denial. This kind of looks like this. Blockage and denial. You've blocked something. You've blocked some sort of flow. You've refused to look at something. Moving towards something without looking at it. It reminds me of One of my kids as a toddler always used to, never once, I believe, looked in the direction they were walking. It was terrifying. So that's a little bit of the vibe I'm getting from this, is not looking where you're going. But this is a blockage also, and just denial, refusal. There's almost a refusal to look where you're going, or look at what's obvious, look at what's clearly, look at what your path actually is. Refusing to do what's necessary, refusing to see where you're going is really what I'm getting from this card today. And maybe even a refusal to engage in something. Maybe something really hurt your feelings. You enjoyed doing it, but something happened and it didn't feel very good anymore, so you refused to do it. And now this is asking you to go back to something that lit you up, that made you happy. And then we have 6 of materials in your current situation. So this is teamwork, give and take, generosity, a sense of generosity and co-creation, sharing resources, sharing energies. The 6 of the materials is really about the tangibles in life and about work. So this is working with somebody, and joining forces, and there's a sense of generosity and reciprocity here. This isn't necessarily the teamwork card, but there's a partnership with a lot of reciprocity and a lot of, I want to say, redistribution of time and energy and possibly money. But there's a sharing here and a give and take and a keeping that flow going, the flow of generosity moving, keeping that going. In your inner landscape, what you're thinking about is this Justice card. This Justice card is about integrity, is about how we get there. And that's really on your mind. Like, how do we accomplish and achieve that which we want to accomplish and achieve? There are many routes to the same place, but it really brings up questions of, do the means justify the ends? And the Justice card is very clearly, no, it matters. It very much matters how we get to a place. And there's questions here too of integrity and equality. There's just a lot of thinking about how best to do something and being who you are as you do it. There's a sense of fairness and balance, what's fair. The Justice also comes with an idea of karma, of understanding that justice will be served. So how are you going about doing something? And, what results can you expect from that methodology? It really is, the Justice card reminds me of strategies for how we get what we want, and what strategies are you using, because that definitely affects who you become as you go through life, and it also has a say in what the end result looks like. The end result, achieved through honesty and clarity is going to have a very different feeling, at least to you, of a result achieved through underhanded, undermining, lying, that kind of thing. So in some ways, it's part of these other cards here, those intuitive cards, as far as play, and not being so focused on the outcome, but being more focused on the process and how you're getting somewhere, right? Because if you win by cheating, you won by cheating. What kind of victory is that? That's not a real victory. You didn't, go head to head with somebody and actually win. You cheated, and you'll always know that you cheated, and it's not, so that kind of victory is going to feel very different and be very different and eventually catch up to you. So we have this, there's no outcome already set. And we have this play card, which to me talks a lot about detaching from the outcome. We have this, what lights you up, just going towards what you want. And I think there's some part of this that needs to have integrity to it. It's not the winning. We have 3 cards here that are clearly about not the winning, but the playing. You know, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. And that's really coming in clearly, very clearly with this Justice card and these other cards about this. And then I'm also seeing like, this is a team not working together, refusing to work together. And this is a partnership. See how these ones have their back turned to each other. And then this is turning towards something in a spirit of generosity and reciprocity and flow. And this is blocked flow. And this is flow. This is no generosity. This is generosity in the flow of energy through the universe and working with that energy through the universe. And this is attempting to block that energy. So in the past, you may have blocked energy, not wanting to participate, not wanting to work with others. And then now you're starting to see the benefit of working with people, the benefit of generosity and reciprocity. And this justice, you know, not just the outcome. The focus on this Justice card is not just the outcome, but is how we get to the outcome. So that's something that's on your mind here. And this, the intuitive part of this is very much saying, enjoy yourself as you get to the outcome. Be more focused on the process of the outcome and on how you get there, and on how you're playing the game and enjoying playing the game versus what the end result is. At issue, we have this Queen of Voices. We could have someone who's very negative in your life and really cuts you down a lot. They could be very difficult to deal with. They know the Queen of Voices. The queens are very internally focused. So the Queen of Voices upright would be just someone that knows what they think, knows what they believe. They're a straight shooter. They're very in touch with what they want, and they have a lot of inner clarity. In the reverse like this is somebody who is in your life and maybe cuts you down a lot and criticizes you openly, and they know what they think, and it's basically all your fault and you're not okay. And it's very, it's not a great card. So you have someone here who isn't speaking with kindness. They're more, as far as this Justice card is concerned, they're more focused on saying what they want to say because they believe that and they think that, and they get to say what they want to say. This Justice card would be talking more about where you're thinking about, like, what about how we say something? Doesn't that matter? Doesn't it matter how we speak the truth? Or is it just like we speak the truth as bitchy and harsh and unvarnished as we want? Or this Justice card would be asking us, does speaking the truth, does it matter how we say it? It does matter because it's received much better. First of all, you have to have some humility about what the truth is, and that you may or may not be in what percentage of that you're actually likely to be in possession of. And I'm guaranteeing you it's not 100%. And so when we're speaking our truth, there needs to be some humility there. Also, for on the receiving end, it's so much easier to receive a criticism or a critique or any kind of truth when it's spoken more gently but clearly. So this Queen of Voices, though, is a person probably in your life that's just really not able to do that, to bring that gentleness to the truth and bring that kindness to the truth, or even care how they're coming across or how you'd even receive it. The point is more that they're talking and they're saying things and they think it's true and they don't really give a shit if you receive it or not. It's more about them and them feeling powerful and them feeling smart. And so that's the reverse Queen of Voices. That's a person in your life that's causing some issues for you. In your environment, you have Two of Pentacles. There's a lot to manage here. There's a lot going on. You have a lot on your plate right now, and you're not 100% sure you're going to be able to pull this all off, right? You're teetering a little bit. There's just sort of this eternal dance or this eternal juggling act of having to juggle a couple different things. It could be, since it's materials, we could be talking about like work, time priorities, money priorities. You're just always having to juggle. I mean, everybody does, the budget and where you're going to be putting your money and where you're going to be putting your time. But right now, this is a real focus of where do you put your time? Where do you put your energy? And it's something's a little bit difficult for you to juggle a couple different priorities here. And you just feel like, so there's a lot of things. There's probably two main things: pulling at your time and pulling at your energy right now. And you're having difficulty juggling them. There's something in your environment that's, making you feel a little unstable. And that could be also related to this Moon Dance card. We have, two precariously balancing people here. So there's some sort of precarious balance that you're trying to reach in your life right now, or that you feel like you must maintain in your life right now. Your to-do list, I'm loving it. It comes under the 6 of materials, working with flow, working with time, energy, money, joining forces, generosity. And then here we come, your to-do list here is the Magician. So I'm really liking this. Of course, who doesn't love the Magician? But this is to make something happen. You have the ability to make something happen. You've got these tools here that can make this happen. So this is telling you you've got all these tools. You've got access to the energy. You've got access to the forces that be. You can really make something happen. And this is, I think, coming into play with this. Nothing is yet set in stone. I think because you're the actor, you're the magician. You are the one that is going to determine the result. But this magician, I believe, is really enjoying herself, really in the flow. We have the 6 of materials talking about flow of in and out, generosity and reciprocity, and the flow that sort of, when it's like air, like generosity flowing around the planet and swirling around, and receiving and giving, but maybe not from the same sources, but keeping this flow. So the magician really is accessing the flow to make something a reality, to bring it into this concreteness. And I love that we have these materials here because they do reference this concreteness. So making something happen, you have the power to do it, but you need to do it through play, and you need to do it just because you love to do it. But it is stepping into this flow and making something happen. So you have some sort of dream, and I think you are thinking about how to make it happen in the best possible way that's best for everybody, or has the greatest integrity. So you're bringing something into fruition that maybe you refused to do before, didn't want to, and you're making something happen. You're thinking about the best, most ethical way to do it. And there's a lot to juggle here, and there is a lot to manage here, but I think you can manage making this thing happen. Nothing is yet set in stone, so I think you just have to play your part. I don't think you get to say exactly what happens and exactly how it goes down, but you're playing a part in bringing something into reality, making something happen. And then we have the Hanged Muse here as to where you're going. There's a little bit of stasis here. There'll be some hanging out. You're figuring some things out. This Magician card is very much action oriented and making something happen. So that's your to-do list, to make something happen. It could put you in a state of suspended animation for a little while, of where you're really thinking about about what's happened. Reflecting on your own actions and your own behavior. And that's coming under this Justice card, this Hanged Muse card, of really reflecting on how you got here and what your own behavior has looked like and what your own situation looks like. And so you could be making something happen and then holding there in that place to really regroup, rethink, figure out, re-understand. Some self-reflection goes on in the Hanged Muse here, and just a pause in the activity while this self-reflection happens. So overall, we're looking at questions of integrity here, making things happen, how we make things happen, and really thinking about, so you're making something happen, you are really thinking about integrity. I think if you don't address this integrity issue with this Justice card, you're going to have a lot more thinking to do here and self-analysis to do here about where the situation that you're in. I think if you do take a really good look at your integrity and your motivations and how you're accomplishing something, because we do see you accomplishing something, and then we do see you thinking about how you accomplished that thing and how you got where you were going. And so there's a lot here about just being present with what you enjoy, just doing something for the right reasons, and not being very specific about the outcome that you need, but doing something for the right reasons. And then there's a pause after you. That's great though. You don't need to keep manifesting like really fast. This is not a manifestation factory where we like build something. I'm seeing Charlie Chaplin in the factory or whatever that movie was. So, and then here we have the Wild Kuan Yin. Moved by the call, wild love of my own soul, I call upon you. I trust in the process of letting go and the wild, loving life calling me to my divine destiny. I trust in my fearless spirit. I really like that. I trust in the process of letting go, because that's what a lot of this reading has been, is letting go of the results and just doing something for its own sake. So, all right, Cancer, I hope that that was helpful for you. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. I appreciate it.